I'm gonna tell you how you can see when the cheapest time to go to Walt Disney World is. You ready? Let's go. When deciding when to go to Walt Disney World, it usually comes down to these four things. Number one is gonna be budget, number two is crowds, number three is weather, and number four are gonna be the special events that happen throughout the year. This video, we're gonna go through all of it. There are layers to everything when it comes to planning a trip. So first, whenever you are looking at the dates, know that Disney's calendar will only roughly give you about a year and a half out. So if you are looking to book a trip that is like more than a year and a half or more away, know that you're only going to be able to use the pricing that I'm going to be showing you today as a guide. Every year, Disney's prices do rise just a little bit, so just keep that in mind. But this will give you a good idea of looking at maybe the time frame that you want to go for the year that you want to go and give you an idea of pricing. Second, some planning details need to be done simultaneously, and this is one of them. So in order to get an accurate price for what you are looking for, it is a good idea to know what resort or resorts that you are looking for pricing for. That way you're going to know exactly the pricing that you're looking for your budget. And Disney has 4 different tiers of resorts that are on-site properties. So you have your campgrounds and campsites, you have your value resorts, your moderate resorts, and your deluxe and deluxe villa resorts. So knowing the price point for the different tiers of resorts is going to help you decide which of the tiers that you need to be looking into for your stay. To see the full calendar rate for the different resorts and the different room rates, go to disneyworld.disney.go.com. You can do this on your phone or desktop. Once you get there, just put in some random dates right now. It does not matter. After that, you are going to put how many people in your party are traveling. If you know the resorts that you want to look at, go ahead and pick that first resort that you want to look at and then click View Rates. Each Disney resort is going to have a different type of room. You're going to have mainly like your standard room, preferred room, standard room, fifth sleeper, water view, garden view, things like that. So whatever is most important to you, that is what you want to look at. Underneath that price, you are going to click Rate Details. On the next screen, you're going to scroll down just a little bit, and then on the left-hand side, you're going to click View Rate Calendar. On the next screen, the current month that you're in is what's going to be brought up. From here, you're going to be able to scroll through all of the different months that Disney has posted on their website. You're also going to be able to see the month at a view. This is going to be able to show you all of the different rates for the different nights, figuring out when is the least expensive time to travel to stay at a Disney resort. And now that you have some dates and some pricing just for your Disney resort, this is where you can price compare depending on the different tier of resorts or if you want to stay off-site. Next step after this, especially if you are staying on site, is deciding if you want to do a room-only reservation, a package reservation, or if you are looking at staying at a deluxe or a deluxe villa resort, possibly looking into renting DVC points. You remember how I said that Disney planning has layers to it? Well, this is one of those. If you decide that you want to do a room-only reservation, one night stay will be due as the deposit to hold that room reservation. You are able to pay on it over time as many times as you want and as much as you want, and your full balance will be due upon arrival. When it comes to your Disney tickets, you can book through third-party discount ticket sites like undercovertourist.com, and I'll leave them linked in the description box below. Or sometimes Disney will have ticket promotions that run throughout the year. A package reservation is where you combine your tickets and your room together into one reservation. The only thing that you need to hold this reservation is a $200 deposit. You are able to pay on this over time as many times as you want, as much as you want, until that 30-day prior to your arrival. That is when your balance is due. If you wanted to use the Disney dining plan, the only way that you're going to be able to add the Disney dining plan is if you have a package reservation. And then if you are interested in renting DVC points, this will need to be done by a third party. The company that I love to work with is DVC Rental Store, and I will leave them linked in the description box below for you. Now, I know you hear a lot that you need to book whenever Disney releases discounts. Now, Disney does not release discounts until 3 to 5 months out from the particular season that they're discounting, whether it be fall, winter, spring, summer discounts, stuff like that. So it is a little bit harder to really pre-plan if you are really trying to spread out your payments and pay over a very long period of time. Now, if you do already have a vacation booked and Disney releases promotions for your time period, you are able to call in and use this number right here to get those promotional discounts applied to your already existing reservation. But you are going to have to be the one that calls in and gets that done to the specific promotion that you want. Crowds is probably going to be the second biggest concern of when to travel. The biggest thing that I can tell you is that holiday time is always going to be peak crowds whenever you are traveling. So holidays like the 3-day weekends, spring break, Easter, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, as the year progresses with those holidays, the crowds get heavier and heavier. There are so many different crowd calendars out there, but the biggest tale of when the crowds are going to be at their lowest is whenever pricing for rooms and tickets are at their lowest. That is how Disney kind of fluctuates the pricing. So as you are figuring out when the least expensive time to go, usually that coincides with least crowds. So if you're able to book a vacation in between those different holidays, I will say that roughly about 2 to 3 days after those major holidays is whenever crowds go down and it is not as bad. So like the week before Thanksgiving is one of my favorite times to go, and then the week after Thanksgiving is another one of my favorite times to go. Weather is beautiful, all of the Christmas stuff is up. So whenever you are looking at when you can go, those are the things that you want to be looking at. And if you don't have a whole lot of control of when you can go, like most families do, know that you have strategy options. You have the rope drop strategy, Genie Plus, individual lightning lane, closing down the parks. I have a playlist for every step of the planning stages for you, and I will link those in my description box below for you. Weather is going to be the third deciding factor of when to book your Walt Disney World Resort trip. About mid-November to about mid-February, Mother Nature may have a sense of humor and you may experience all 4 seasons in one trip. But it's all just about the planning and layering, but it is some of the most enjoyable weather. Whenever you start hitting that mid-March all the way to about mid-November, that is whenever you're going to start seeing things heat up. May is whenever the humidity and the temperatures really start to rise, and then they last all the way until the end of October to about the beginning of November. But again, if you don't have control of when you can go, there are always things that you can strategize and tips and tricks of how to deal with the weather depending on when you go. Again, I have all of that in my playlist on my channel, so make sure that you are subscribed. And the last thing that guests look at whenever they're deciding to go to Walt Disney World is the different holiday happenings and the Epcot festivals. So in Epcot, there are 4 festivals that happen throughout the year, and these do not need a separate ticket to be able to attend them, but it does require just a little bit more planning to make sure that you get the most out of the festivals. So first up, from January to February, is Epcot's Festival of the Arts. This is where Epcot celebrates the visual arts, the culinary arts, and the performing arts. Next up is going to be Epcot's International Flower and Garden Festival. This is usually end of February to about beginning of May, and this is going to be everything springtime. Think flowers, butterflies, everything fresh. One of my favorite festivals. Next up is going to be Epcot's International and Wine Festival. This is going to happen late fall all the way until about mid-November. This is going to encompass all of you foodies. You can travel around the world. This is where they bring out so many different booths and you can try out things from all around the world. Last up is going to be Epcot's International Festival of the Holidays. This will take place after Thanksgiving until the end of the year. This is where you're going to be able to experience different storytellers from different countries that tell the traditions and how Santa is depicted in their country. You're going to be able to try different cookies from all around the world and just so much more that encompasses the holidays. And then 2 very popular extra ticketed events is going to be Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in Magic Kingdom and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. When it comes to the Halloween season, Magic Kingdom is mainly the park that you see all of the Halloween decor. You are going to see this from about the 2nd week of August all the way until the end of October. When it comes to Christmas in the parks, you are going to start seeing things go up in stages. And so about that 2nd week of November is when everything will be fully ready. And then also whenever Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party starts. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party will run all the way up until the week before Christmas. As far as Christmas decor goes, it does usually stay up roughly about a week after the new year. Now you know how to see when the cheapest time to go to Walt Disney World is. what to expect with crowds, weather, and all of the holiday offerings at Walt Disney World. If you would like help planning your Walt Disney World Resort vacation, you can work with me, and that link is in the description box below. If this video was helpful, I would really appreciate you give it a thumbs up. That lets me know that I'm giving you the information that you are looking for. Consider subscribing because I take you through everything that you need to know step by step for planning a Walt Disney World Resort vacation. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic. Have a magical day.